Yo, Blue's Clues. I actually never knew why this dude left. I think he just stopped needing clues, bro.
On April 29th, 2002, Season 4, Episode
Last
24
player
of
standing.
Blue's Clues, Steve Burns
Oh, that
announced
is
to
the new
world that
guy,
he was
right.
leaving for college and would be replaced by his brother, Joe. But
That's
that was a
crazy.
lie. The
Switching
truth
sides.
is, Steve Burns
Is that his
never
real
wanted
brother?
to be on children's television in the first place, and he was finally able to escape. But
Yo.
because of this lie, some
Imagine this
disturbing
fool was
rumors
like-
were brought to light. The most
I was about to say, imagine this fool was like, wait, Steve comes home, how the Blue's Clues host overcame death rumors and depression, returns to his beloved TV pup. Wait, what? So he made a comeback? I was gonna say, yo, what if this fool was getting like high as fuck right before filming the episodes? Because I mean, think about it, like being a grown man, being like, do you know where the cup of tea is? And then like in the background, there's just a fucking puppet or like cardboard, or not cardboard. What's the colored paper called? Construction paper. I wonder why it's called construction paper. But yeah, like just some fucking cartoon dog in the background, just kind of like, and you're like, oh, there it is, Blue. Good job. It's just, I don't know. I feel like
down, B.
you gotta get high as fuck before doing that.
That's here.
Unless you're sober and do that, which maybe it just takes a special kind of person, like someone different. Like, I mean, think about clowns and shit, you know? Like, someone does that,
Can't use this yet.
One
but that
enemy
is, like,
remaining.
strange, I guess.
50.
It's not like... I don't want to say it's strange. It's not normal. Like, not everybody does it, you know? But what is normal, huh?
Spike spotted B.
I don't know. I just feel like someone's got to make
Let
children
them
shit.
try to get through.
But how do you do it and take yourself serious? I don't know. It's just weird.
most believed rumor was that
You
Steve
could just
had
be a
died
very
in
jolly
fatal
person,
car crash.
or like a
more
really
ridiculous rumor was that he
kind-hearted
was
person.
murdered by the Blue's Clues producers or died in an unsuccessful attempt to fight the Taliban. However, the most
Getting killed
believable
by the
theory was that
Blue's
Steve was
Clues
depressed,
producer, that's
got addicted to
crazy.
H, and rebelled against the kid show to start a rock band. And that theory wasn't entirely false. While the public saw a seemingly cheerful demeanor on screen, Steve struggled with his depreciating mental health off screen. I didn't know it yet, but I was the happiest depressed person in North America. I was struggling with severe clinical depression the whole time I was on that show. Steve's job was to be happy, uplifting, full of joy and wonder all the time. He had to pretend to be interested and amazed at the smallest things, like discovering Blue's paw print that was directly in front of him. He spent 10 hours per day filming in an empty blue room so that he could be superimposed on the digitally animated world of Blue and her friends. At the time, technology wasn't as advanced as today, meaning Steve had nothing visual or tangible to work with. Steve said his experience was awful and compared it to acting at the bottom of a swimming pool. Pools are filled with water, so stay hydrated. As if his experience wouldn't be any more taxing on his mental health, the insane things posted about him online made things even worse. Take this game on Newgrounds, for example, where your objective was to destroy Blue and then assassinate Steve. You eliminate the dog, then go into the house where Steve is flipping you off.
Someone
So you
made that
shoot
game,
him until
dude?
his head pops off and then the house burns down. He also had to
What
read
the
creepy
fuck?
fan fiction, like this one that romanticizes the idea of Blue assaulting Steve with a deadly weapon. For some reason, people love the idea of stripping the innocence away from a children's TV show and trying to create a disturbing narrative around it. To this day,
How would Blue
TikTokers
even
express
hold a
theories
gun?
that Steve is a drug addict living in a crack house and that his hallucinations cause him to talk
I like
to
how people
inanimate
just-
objects, which
I don't understand. I'm lying when I say I like, but I don't understand why motherfuckers just be making videos on shit they don't even know about. Like, how you gonna make a whole video on someone saying they're addicted to this, that, and the third, and you don't know anything about them? You know, it could have all been rumors. You know, you haven't talked to the source itself, but you'd be talking like you know it. It's just weird. How people will learn something from the internet and they think they just take it at face value, either for entertainment or they're genuinely just stupid.
Fade hit for 100.
And it's scary, dude, because that's how misinformation is spread. And I feel like that's kind of, honestly though,
Yeah, this could be a fake.
honestly, you know what's funny is that's kind of probably how myths and shit were started. It just probably wasn't the internet, it was all written down, but you know, like someone could be like, yeah, dude, I fucking, like, okay, look, take this. Someone could have been swimming in a lake, right? And fucking, like a fat fucking snake swam across them and they like freaked out and it like wrapped around their neck by accident and you know, they barely made it out, but you know, they shit, rip. I didn't even know where it was planted.
Viper flying.
But yeah, so he's like swimming, right? Or they're swimming. Snake gets wrapped around their neck by accident, and then they you know, fight it off or whatever, and they barely make it out, like, because they almost fucking, like, they freaked out and almost drowned, you know. But it wasn't even like that serious, right? And then they go and they tell their kid, and then their kid is like, whoa, that's crazy. And then maybe their kid is like telling their friends or like their kids, like, yeah, dude, my mom or dad was swimming one time and this snake tried to fucking stuff, like, strangle him or her, and like wrapped itself around his neck, and he barely made it out alive. And then, like, you know, like, next time the story is told is like, yeah, dude, and there was like 3 snakes coming and they fucking were trying to strangle him. Like, one of them grabbed his neck and 2 of them, you know, like just somewhere out of nowhere, just bringing up random shit. And then, you know, through the fucking generations, it turns into like, yo, this man was fighting a hydra, bro, and every time he cut his fucking head off, like 3 more came back, and it's like, that's crazy. You know, I don't know. That's how rumors and shit start, right? Fake information.
Which come to life. People also believe that the children's voices we occasionally hear are actually Steve's neglected children, helplessly watching him feed into his addiction. Or the reason Steve is excited whenever he gets mail is because it either includes the welfare check he plans to spend on more drugs, or contains the drugs themselves. Most of the time, rumors like this are easily dismissed, but for some reason, millions of people all around the world genuinely believe them. It's likely that even you have some random conspiracy theory about Steve embedded into your brain. However, most people just thought he died. An easy one to disprove, but it's still worrying.
Stay hydrated.
I'm starting to think that maybe there's something people know that I don't know. In November 1999,
like that I'm
the New
dead?
York Times published an
30
article
seconds left.
detailing Steve Burns' time working on
Enemy
Blue's
spotted.
Clues
Oh,
and described the show's impact on children. Most notably, the article addressed the unsettling rumors surrounding Mr. Burns' well-being. The rumors were so prominent that the talk show host Rosie O'Donnell invited Steve to appear
You
on
gotta
her
talk
show.
to a
I died a
fake
whole lot of
puppy
different
too.
ways, Steve recalled. Rosie's kid is a big fan,
10
so I just
seconds
went
left.
on and said, hi,
Spike
I'm
down
alive.
A.
Bye. It was pretty easy to prove I wasn't dead. These
don't have
rumors
time.
were so powerful
Hi,
that
I'm
Steve
alive.
felt the need to address Rosie O'Donnell's child with I'm alive, because he knew children around the world were genuinely concerned about him. Because you have to
That's
keep in mind
crazy.
that Blue's Clues was the highest rated premiere.
Actually,
on
kids too,
Nickelodeon.
yeah, like, kids are probably like, oh, he's dead, like, what does dead mean, you know? And then that is whenever the parents gotta start explaining that shit. That's kind of a weird concept to a kid, I would assume. I mean, that's still a strange concept to us in general, like, death. Why does it exist? Well, I mean, I'm assuming it exists because then that makes life like a thing. Because without death, what is life, right? I don't know. That's just some philosophical shit, bro. But imagine having to tell a kid, like, I'm alive. Yeah, I'm alive.
Sage, I'm flashing.
That'd be like, what the fuck?
3.
Who said
2,
I'm dead?
1.
You smoke?
Careful.
There's one on ping.
Program and became
Oh
crucial
my
to the network's
God.
growth. It was a pioneer in interactive TV. The original Blue's Clues engaged its preschool age audience by
Started
breaking
that
the
Dora the
fourth wall
Explorer.
and speaking directly into the camera. Millions of
Fade
kids
heals.
around the world felt
Fade
a
is
unique
low.
and personal
shit.
connection to Steve, which
I
made
think
these
I'm
rumors
mad.
more potent. It also made his
That's it.
exit
Oh,
from the
fuck, I don't
show
have a heal,
more
sorry.
detrimental. Mr. Burns was 22 when the show
I did
premiered,
not
and
see
as he
him.
approached his 30s,
I did not
it was
know he
time
was
to
that
move
low.
on.
Reveals the
How long?
bold truth about his departure.
32 seconds.
I knew I wasn't gonna be doing children's television all my life.
Wait, someone go
Mostly
back.
because I refused to lose my hair.
Damn, that photo look
All the kids
easy
see the
different.
show, and it was happening.
Steve knew that his baldness would ruin his boyish look and appeal. The network insisted that he wear a wig, but he refused. Combine this
Is
with
that
his
why?
depreciating mental
I mean,
health,
look at the
it was
hat, though,
finally
it's
time
fine.
to exit. He told the viewers goodbye in his final send-off,
One in B,
alongside
one in
his
B.
new replacement
30
Joe.
seconds left.
No, bro. Don't tell me he left all that. 7 seconds. Don't tell me he left all that just because he was balding, bro. That's like sad, you know?
Can't use
What
this
can you
yet.
do about that? Especially if he's just like all natural, you know? He don't want to use the Rogaine or the fucking wig or anything. You want to be like all him.
Here.
And then he has to like walk away from basically his life, you know? That's what he's known for. Even if that sucks, like that's his legacy, you know?
And children around the world thought he was just going to go to college and he would return shortly. They were mistaken. Steve was not off to college. He was about to embark on his journey of being the lead singer of a psychedelic rock band. Steve was interested in music way before Blues Clues. Steve Burns attended Boyertown Area Senior High School in Essex County, Pennsylvania.
Imagine seeing this man jamming
played
out.
in bands called Sudden Impact, 9 Pound
We
Truck,
fight
and
once
the
again.
Ivies. He continued
people
playing
did.
music
They
on the side
watched
while
them.
pursuing an acting scholarship at DeSales University in the Lehigh Valley. Shortly after being discovered by an agent, Steve dropped out of school and moved to New York City to become a professional actor. In '95, Steve arrived at Nickelodeon under the impression he was auditioning for a voiceover role for a game show, but then later found out it was for a kid show.
Blues
Steve was a
Clues, that's how he
grungy
got it?
90s skate rock kid with long hair and
Dude,
earrings, not the
that's
ideal
crazy.
fit for the job. Tracy Page Johnson, executive producer and co-creator of Blues Clues, says that he didn't want to be a children's host. Of the
I
100
bet.
people we auditioned, he was by
probably trying
far
to get high
the
as
realist.
fuck.
He loved kids, but he didn't want to make a career out of it.
Recommend-
Steve didn't want to be on children's television. He wanted to make music, and after he stepped away from the show, he could finally make his dreams a reality. In 1999, Steve walked into a party in New York where he heard the Flaming Lips 1999 album, The Soft Bulletin, for the first time, considered by many to be the Flaming Lips' masterpiece. This moment changed Burns' life and reignited a passion for music he thought Blues Clues had burned away. From there, he acquired Pro Tools and started writing songs. I had literally been doing nothing but talking to objects made felt for 6 years. There was this weird creative constipation going. Steve wrote roughly 35 songs in one sitting, but selected 12 to feature on his debut album, Songs for Dust Mites. Now it was time to get to the studio to record, so he contacted his favorite producer, Dave Fridman, who had worked with the Flaming Lips in the past. Interestingly enough, Fridman had just held a Blues Clues themed birthday party for his children, so he was eager to see what creative potential Steve had. Steve sent Dave some demos, assuming he'd think they sucked, but he got the opposite reaction. Dave liked it, and he asked if Steven Drozd, the drummer of the Flaming Lips, could come and work on some music with them. In a dream world even Blues Clues couldn't have imagined,
Last player
the Flaming
standing.
Lips wanted to work with Steve. The bassist, Michael Ivins, later joined the team as well, helping engineer several sessions. The lead vocalist,
at least
Wayne
they tried.
Coyne, actually approached Steve with the offer to star in a movie he was directing called Christmas on Mars. He was hesitant at first,
Christmas
but
on
ultimately
Mars.
accepted the role. Because of
R-rated?
Steve's ridiculous story of
Aw,
leaving a
shit,
kid's show and
Steve.
starting a
You're
band,
just
there was a flurry of interest from various record labels. He ultimately signed with Pious Records in late 2002 when a label executive sat him down and said, "This makes sense. I don't know why, but there's a thread of logic between Blues Clues, The Flaming Lips, and your record." And he was
What?
right. Something about the perfectly innocent image of a children's show, combined
Into a
with the amount of
rocker?
insane rumors surrounding Steve, leading to being a frontman of a psychedelic rock band, was a crazy storyline.
That
Burns
is
professionally
crazy.
entered the world of rock music following the release of his indie rock album Songs for
He
Dust
could play
Mites in
guitar
August
and
of
sing at the same
2003.
time, though. That's
Although
it.
the 12-track album did not
That
garner much commercial
multi-talentedness.
success, it received praise
That's
from
like the
critics,
drums, though.
as
That's like the
Pitchfork gave the
hardest.
project a 7.8 out of 10.
Imagine drum players, they gotta like not only dude, just drumming and the foot pedals at the same time is hard enough. Some drummers sing though
Face
as
your
well.
fear!
Some of them are lead singers. Not even just backup singers. Some of them are lead singers. That shit is crazy. Doing like 3 things at once.
That's all it knows.
Some people are just built different.
Spike planted.
Out of 10, and complimented
I hear
Burns'
people still
lyrical insight and gift for writing and arranging endlessly listenable pop songs. You can actually hear one of the songs from the album, Mighty
Nice
Little
shot.
Man, as the opening theme for the CBS series Young Sheldon.
Oh,
Despite
fuck.
releasing music and starring in a horror
oh,
comedy
shit.
film called
What are the odds of
Netherbeast,
that?
rumors
He
surrounding
used to make a
Steve's
children's
death
show,
resurfaced
now
on the internet
music
again.
for a
Burns told
children's show?
MTV in late 2007 that he was starting to take it personally. I guess the world would prefer that I was
Player
dead,
standing.
but I'm not listening. I should really just create a website with my vital
Damn.
statistics on it. It
The
could be
world would
live. There
prefer
has
that
to
I
be a
was
way.
dead. Why would he think that? Just because people were like assholes making up rumors and then they're like, ah, nah, that's better. It was better that he died because of this. That's fucked.
I can hook up a heart monitor to my computer just to let people know I'm alive. To this day, Steve's Instagram handle is Steve Burns Alive, with a bio that reads,
That's fucked.
"I've seen the meme." Unfortunately
I've
for
seen the
Steve,
meme.
he didn't
Damn.
exactly become the rock star he dreamed of being. Most of his buzz from his first project was earned due to the juxtaposition of his Blues Clues career. After that, he
Dang.
started another band, Steve Burns and the Struggle, alongside the Flaming Lips Steven Drozd and A Million Billion frontman Ryan Smith. The collective released an album,
Million
Deep Sea
Billion.
Recovery Efforts, in 2009, but it failed to do anything substantial. For many years, Steve disappeared from the spotlight. Slowly but surely,
him?
rumors of his death, addiction, and God knows what else made their way back onto the internet. But in 2017, Steve got a call that he never thought he would get. Nickelodeon gave the original creators of Blue's Clues permission to develop a reboot of the series after
Shut up.
multiple failed attempts. Nickelodeon
Wow,
posted a
reboot.
video announcing that they were looking for a new host of the show. Steve helped the creators during the casting process, and after 1,000 auditions,
Right, I mean, I guess
they
there still
eventually
are
selected
children,
Josh
right?
De La Cruz, who was
Yo,
an
that looks
understudy for
crazy.
Disney's Aladdin on Broadway for 5 years. De La Cruz would play Steve and Joe's cousin, Josh. Steve was initially reluctant
go
to
back.
continue his association with the show, but was persuaded by its fans on social media to write, direct, and appear on the show. The reboot, Blue's Clues and You, has been a huge success following its premiere, producing
I
4
didn't even know
seasons
that's a thing.
before
Look
being
at Blue,
renewed for a
dude.
5th
Spike
early
down,
last
B.
year. Keep in mind, most people had no idea this even happened. Unless you have kids or very young siblings, you probably never
One
knew that
enemy
Steve
remaining.
returned to the show. But in
Oh, shit.
2021,
Us just
Nick Jr.'s Twitter account posted a video for the 25th anniversary of Blue's Clues featuring Steve, and we all thought he had returned
my
from
out,
the
please.
dead.
Damn, look at him. I'm alive.
Thank you.
You remember how when we were younger we used to run around and hang out with Blue and find clues and talk to Mr. Salt, freak out about the mail and do all the fun stuff. And then one day I was like, oh hey,
said
guess what?
freak.
Big news, I'm leaving.
He said that for...
This is my brother Joe, he's your new best friend. And then I got on a bus and I left. And we didn't see each other for like a really long time.
Yeah,
Can
you
we just
grew...
talk about that?
I was about to say you grew gray hair, but it's just shadows on his head, I think.
Because I
feel
realized
like he
that,
used to wait
that was kind of
longer.
abrupt.
Steve went on to explain
even have
what
time
happened
to
his
answer that.
character,
I had to
continuing
think
the
for
fake
a
story
second.
of him going to
Why is
college,
no one on
because having a really unsuccessful rock
Okay.
band was not the narrative
Viper.
Nickelodeon wanted to continue. But his ability to speak through the camera and develop a one-on-one connection with the viewer resonated deeply with Blue's Clues fans. It's like we were all 5 years old again. The post was retweeted
Whoa.
700,000 times
away,
and
run
liked
away.
by
Damn,
1.9
dude.
million people. I think
Imagine
the
people are
overwhelming
like, yeah,
engagement
this
is a
this
huge
guy's okay,
testament
but
to
this
how powerful
OG
these
still
rumors
better.
were over the years.
And
Literally,
then they
millions of
replaced him
people around the
again.
world thought he was a criminal, a drug addict, or dead. It's almost as if people wanted to believe them, because the rumors were debunked numerous times over the years.
Spike
Oh,
For him
shit.
to essentially return from the shadows after 2 decades was shocking for so many people. This return finally put the rumors to rest. Steve Burns is not a child predator, he is not a drug addict, he is not a criminal, and most certainly
One
not
enemy
dead.
remaining.
Although he didn't want to be in kids' TV originally, he doesn't regret it at all. I hope I'll be remembered for that show for the rest of my life. That will always be a
That's
part of
sweet.
my identity, and I'm totally cool with that. Today, Burns travels to colleges around the country to speak to students about mental health.
You think whenever he's doing his talks,
Remember,
he's
your
like
weapon is only a tool.
talks to them like on the show. He's just like,
Not
did all of you guys come and park here yourselves? Awesome. I don't even know what what kind of questions you would ask
Even
him.
though I suck, can someone please buy me?
Do you guys know where I put my what are they called? My flashcards? Do you see my flashcards? And then like a little
My best friend.
blue in the background.
Because those rumors destroyed his, and now he's using that to help you improve yours.
That's cool, man. Damn, so he joined a fucking psychedelic band? It's crazy. Oh shit. Cool, bro. Oh fuck, bad wall. It's a bad wall. Damn, dude. Imagine people making rumors about you that you're dead. And that's like... Damn, I didn't think they were both there.
Let's go in through our spawn. Through our spawn.
There was two art. Damn, bro. From a kid's show to a rock band. I wonder what kind of music he made. Like
bomb grenade out.
like what kind of lyrics he used. If he brought up Blue's Clues a lot, or if he
Spike
just
planted.
if he brings up his life in general, or if it's just like what kind of lyrics did he use, you know? What kind of lyrics did he write? Strange. That's a crazy life story
Last
though.
player standing.
Would have been crazier though if he was like I'm not trying to join the crowd or anything, but it would have been crazier if he like fucking
Let's try.
got addicted to heroin and started like living on the streets for a bit and shit.
Is
Like,
everyone's tech still
I'm
working?
not saying that's
Double check
good.
it, please.
I'm so much better with, or I much prefer what he's doing right now. 'Cause he's also helping people and he's fine, you know? That's good.
Alarm bot out.
I'm just saying it would be funnier. Which is really fucked up. That's just like dark humor, but if it were a video game and that was an NPC
Reloading.
and they took the dude, that's just all around bad. I don't know why it's just kind of funnier, isn't it? I'm going to hell for that, but I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad he didn't get addicted to drugs. I'm glad he
Okay,
didn't
looks like it's a B push.
do a lot of things. So
Yep, maybe.
good on you, Steve.
Wall raised.